I was so dumb, but I hopped on a plane, almost drove right back to the 541. Shitty U-turn on the freeway, you turn me from a fiend to a way to you fun. I can wait in the sun for a little, but it's been real gray, and tonight it's a nice C1. I can wait in the cold for a while if the reasons are plenty,
Mute
but
the
right
TV
now
because I
ain't
don't
seen
have the
none.
express
I was
written
so dumb,
consent
but
of the
I hopped
National
on a
Football
plane,
League
almost
or
drove right
Amazon.
back to the 541. Shitty U-turn.
Yeah, that's a double-headed monster right there to
Sure
come get
is.
you.
Sure is. I don't want to mess with Bezos.
Bezos, Goodell just double teaming your ass. I mean, oof, fun.
Okay. Before we officially start, Booble has a comment in our chat saying he's been listening to old episodes. First of all, what? But also the Bo Nix slander in 2020 was wild.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
By us?
Oh, for sure.
Okay. All right.
For
Definitely fun.
sure.
I would like to know.
I don't even know what I said.
Yeah.
But I know when he threw the game-winning touchdown pass against Oregon in 2019, I was at a beach house. It was nice. I was having some Merlot and a cigar, and I fucking threw a hat like across not just one vacation rental, but like into another vacation rental. I threw my fucking hat like a frisbee so fucking far out of anger. I got up, I went to the balcony, I fucking threw my hat, and then I walked down like the second floor and sat on a cooler and just was crushing like silver bullets for like 45 minutes.
Toss the wine, start hammering some fucking
Dark.
And this was the game he beat Oregon? This is what you're talking about? Yeah.
Yes, this was his first start.
So it was a combination of cursing Bo Nix, but also cursing Verone McKinley, saying he's never going to be a good player.
It's really good, yeah.
he turned out to be okay. Why did they put that loser freshman in that position? It's crazy. Yeah, that was a fun game. Really,
that was fun.
Really enjoy when Oregon plays in Arlington. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it always goes well.
North Texas, they call it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, North Texas. It's not even fucking north.
No, not even close.
It's almost central Texas.
So stupid. And then Nutian says, remember how bad that first UGA game was? Yes.
That was another good one. Yeah.
Yeah. The Georgia game was bad.
Yeah, honestly,
LSU game was bad. Yeah.
Honestly, Nix wasn't that bad in that Georgia game. It was just a complete mismatch.
Well, I mean, that first pick was pretty bad.
That first pick was bad, but still, it wasn't. He didn't lose the game. Let's say that. It was not on Bo Nix losing that game.
It was a concerted effort to lose that game by 55.
Yeah. Team effort. That's a good team
effort.
It
was
a
a
good
team effort.
Yeah, you like to see kids working together to complete a goal, right? Yeah. That's exactly what Oregon did against Georgia. Yeah.
And that's to just get absolutely fucking curb stomped to start the season. Yeah.
Yeah, that game was fun. I was in Sun River. In the third quarter, I just went down to the Deschutes River and got poisoned sumac. It was a lot of fun. Love that game.
Yeah.
Look at this
Bo
guy.
Nix,
just fucking,
Bo Nix really started.
How many more places did you travel to watch a Duck game?
No, they're all Labor Day week. They were both Labor Day weekend. That's the thing.
He only watches Duck games at Sun River. That's it.
No, the other one was at the coast.
The coast.
Labor Day weekend.
I like to watch my Duck games next to an outdoor fire roasting marshmallows. It's the only way I'll watch an Oregon game.
Well, I guess the one correlation here is maybe you don't watch Duck games if you're, on vacation on Labor Day because it hasn't turned out well so far.
That's the key. Yeah. Duck Nation, don't allow King to do that anymore.
Well, counterpoint. I did watch the only time they've played him 4 times. The only time they beat Kalen DeBoer, I was glamping. 2021 Fresno State. I was glamping. I'm just saying. I was glamping. So, the only time.
Fresno City, because Fresno's not a state.
Fresno is not a state. Yeah.
Booble also deciding to bring up the TCU game right now too, leading 38-3 or whatever it was, and then losing. So now we're just
Jeff Lockie.
Now we're just bringing up bad memories now. Apparently, cool. Right on. All right, sweet. We want to talk
Well,
about we want to talk about my divorce now, Booble. Is that where we're going with
Hey,
this?
Booble,
Jesus,
my dad
man.
died when I was 24. My sister died this summer. You want to bring some of this shit up? Like, what are we doing here?
Jesus.
What else you got, Booble?
What else you got?
But
bud?
yeah,
Just bringing the trauma hammer? Is that what's going on? It's fucking Christmas time, man.
Yeah, this is not what we use this. I know it might seem like it sometimes, but this therapy is not what we use this podcast for.
A couple of us are sitting on a couch, but it's not a therapy couch
No.
at the moment.
no, but at least that TCU game at least kind of brings up the bowl. This, like I said, against Liberty this year, you expect the Ducks to win, but it doesn't matter if they win. They just can't lose. That was similar to that TCU game was like that. It was, the game didn't matter, but the fact that they blew that and lost that made that actually hurt in the
So
end.
I mean, on theme, I will be at Clear Lake or at Hoodoo during the Fiesta Bowl.
course
Do
you
I
will.
watch this game?
No.
Absolutely
No.
not. No
There's,
way.
you have
Alright. Do I just shred POW instead?
oh yeah.
Got
Just gnar that POW.
Gnar the POW? All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Can you gnar POW, or is that only?
No,
you can definitely gnar the POW.
No way.
You gnar the
You
POW?
shred the gnar, and then
You
I don't
shred
know
the
what you
gnar
do
off.
with POW. I got nothing.
Well, the POW, yeah, the sweet POW is
You
there.
avoid POW, don't you? Isn't POW bad?
No, you like the POW.
I don't
You like
know.
the POW. You want that nice fresh POW out there.
Yeah, you don't want that Willie piss.
No.
Let it pass at cold and heavy snow. You want the POW.
By the way, Booble's like, we could talk about my divorce as well. My dad is also dead. Then WCP's raise his hand, also dead dad.
The Dead Dad Club.
Mine's alive. Should
Yeah,
I,
Oh,
am I like
you're-
a loser because my dad's alive?
Yeah.
kinda.
Hey, I think you're the only one now.
I think you
might
might be
be.
the only one.
Oh, Jesus Christ. The bowl game starts at 10? Is that right?
Yeah. And then
Yeah, that makes it even more fantastic watch.
The Fiesta
Yeah.
Bowl starts at 10 a.m.
Yes,
yes.
it does. There's a real chance I might not watch it also.
Just be asleep.
No, just I'll go do yard work maybe instead of I'll go fight in the rain and the cold and like mow my grass instead of
See,
watching.
I gotta be honest, man. Him saying you're gonna be asleep, like, it would not surprise me. I don't know your lifestyle, but I imagine your lifestyle is like waking up at 11:30 whenever you want, like just sort of
On New
rolling
Year's,
out.
on New Year's Day, it's acceptable to wake up
He's
after 10.
pulling out his phone. I'll take it back. He gets up before 10 on Sundays because he's got a bet on football. So he rolls out of bed, gets his phone, makes some
that's
bets,
a good
and then he's good. Yeah.
No,
He sets his alarm for 9:45.
no, my sleep has gotten much better over the last like 6 years. So now I actually wake up at normal people times.
It's crazy what having a female in your life will do, right?
Yeah, that
It helps.
it helps and hurts. Let's put it that way.
It helps. Yeah.
Love and pain.
Yes, they go hand in hand.
I love this, by the way. We went from talking about like divorces and dead dads to Ski being in a happy relationship and getting a good night's sleep. It's fantastic.
Good for you, Ski.
Must be fucking nice, bro. All right, let's start the podcast officially. Welcome to it. It's Sports Brewery, whatever. I'm Alex. He's King. He's Ski. We have Twitter handles. They're in the picture of this podcast. You can find them there. And tweet at us if you want. We are on Twitch right now. Also, every Thursday when we do the sports podcast, we start at around 7:30, twitch.tv/abrog87. If you miss those streams, you can watch them on YouTube where I post them. I usually post them every couple weeks, so you can watch those replays there. Find us on all the things. Also, Discord, Sports Brewery and Discord. If you want an invite to that, just ask us for it. We'll send it to you, or you can. I don't know if it's easy to find. I don't even remember. But if you can find it, join it. It's a good time. It's where we get our lists ideas from and our movie suggestions and all that good stuff. You too can be a part of the Sports Brewery podcast. Okay, that's enough of that shit. where should we start sports wise?
Well,
Before we get into sports,
Please,
I told
please.
you I had 2 grievances to get off my chest.
Yes, but
And I'm not doing the Festivus thing or anything like that.
By the way,
But
real quick. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, everybody. That's coming up. Our final movie is on Sunday, and it is the Christmas theme. It is listener suggestion came from WCP. It is Scrooged. So watch Scrooged. Listen to us talk about it. It's on Amazon Prime Video. Scrooged, the Bill Murray vehicle. Watch it. Listen to us talk about it. Thank you. Go for it.
So I have 2 grievances. And the first one is from last week. I just can't remember if I actually brought it up. Did I bring up Amazon delivery people in unmarked cars?
Nope.
No.
Okay. Do you guys have that in your neighborhood where there's just and again, if you're shitting on gig economy workers in 2023 into 2024 after the pandemic, you're an asshole. That's not what I'm trying to do. But I have all these people in like 97 Tercels, 2003 Altimas delivering packages just wearing like a yellow vest. And some of them will have like a little like thing on the top of their car, a little light like they're cops. I don't like it. Because how easy is that to mimic if you're a thief? You're just like, I'm just wearing a yellow vest and I'm driving in an 87 Toyota Tercel. Trust me, as I go up to your porch with this empty box and I take all of yours that are sitting on the porch. I don't like it. I don't trust them. Do you guys have those?
I've had a guy in a van blasting like death metal. Same guy a couple times. Like a early 2000s, like maybe rapey, like kind of tinted out windows. He comes rolling up the door. I'm like, what the fuck?
It seems like the pandemic sort of changed the game, right? Because everybody is, getting food delivered, and everybody can do that, like Uber and Lyft. As long as you own a newish, nice-ish car, you can drive somebody around town. You can have food delivered to you by anybody in their like fucking beater cars. Like, it doesn't matter. They just leave it on your porch and walk away, and there's no standards for delivery anymore. Like in any industry. Like Amazon has their vans and they have their people in uniform, but it's the holiday season, and I imagine they have to bring in temps basically.
They got to outsource some of this work right
and
now.
They don't have enough vans for those people, right? So it's like now you're having random dudes who definitely will steal your stuff also delivering your stuff. So they're clocking your house, man, for sure. Yeah.
I don't doubt it. It just it freaks like last week I drove up and there was some just random guy in like a Toyota Tercel on my porch, and I'm like, what the fuck? How? Just because you throw on a yellow reflective vest does not mean you're official. It does not mean you're official.
Is this some like boomer blood starting to like seep out of you now? Like these people come to your house, you're gonna come out and start just like blasting for anyone coming to your door?
No, because I've read the statistics. Me having a gun in my house makes it more dangerous. But no, I just drive a marked car. That's all I ask. I don't. If Domino's forces someone to put an illuminated Domino's thing on the top of their car. Hey, Jeff Bezos, I don't think you're just scraping by. Make something official. Just
a magnet.
I know they're outsourced. I know it's outsourced.
Little magnetic decal.
Put a magnet.
Anything.
Magnet on the driver door.
Something.
That's all you need. Yeah.
I just don't like it. I don't like it.
WCP says he's never had an Amazon delivery from an Amazon employed driver. Only a regular mailman or UPS. That's a good point too. Like Amazon, I get shit in the regular mail, like United States Postal Service, more often than not.
Yes, that is a layer of safety that I am used to.
That's what I.
But just random guy named Jeff with his cousin in the back seat, smoking a bowl, just going for a joyride while they're dropping off my Roblox, things for my kids. It's weird, man. It's weird.
Booble says, "Hey Bezos, what did Henry Ford say about delivering goods at Christmas?" Then we finish the sentence. You can't. Yeah. Anyway, and Nuttian apologizes for contributing to this problem.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Definitely your
Yeah.
fault.
Fuck out of here.
Also, get King a PS5.
Oh, I got one.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
All right. Well, I'm gonna find some unmarked car and just start driving around your house until I see a package drop in.
Modern Warfare pack. Oh,
Attaboy!
All right, for my second complaint, though.
That's gonna be really like your kids are really gonna love that Modern Warfare PS5.
Yeah.
The kids. It's for the kids. Yeah,
for the kids, absolutely. Like Trick says, Jer loves the kids.
You gotta understand. Yeah.
So, does anyone here in the chat or you guys have satellite radio service?
No.
Have you ever had it?
No.
Okay. Well, so the way it goes is, it used to be Channel 6 was the 60s, 7 was the 70s, 8 was the 80s, right? And then you go on and on and on. And as the time goes on, they phase out these things. Like Channel 6 is no longer the 60s because people that listen to music from the 60s are dead. Actually, I guess the 50s but whatever, you get my point. So the other night I'm driving, and I know 90s on the 9 is a thing. Lisa Loeb, shout out to you. I like your show. Channel 10 is Pop 2K. Okay, I've been familiar with that for a while. And I'm scrolling, and I get to Channel 11, and I'm like, oh, what is this? Because it's different. It used to be, I think, Kiss FM, which is LA's pop station, but now, or however recent it has been, it is now music from 2010 to 2019/20. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, come on, man. Like, some of this shit is not, like, do not tell me that some of this music is old and needs its own genre, right? But whatever. And then the other day I'm driving, and they do these intros where they're like, back in the time when we used to throw angry or mean tweets out, and they'll roll the sound of Jimmy Kimmel having a celebrity read mean tweets, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. And then they get to one where they're like, and they start playing that Memory song by Maroon 5 / Adam Levine. Are you guys familiar with that song?
Yes.
Okay. Are you, Alex?
Yes, I am.
And they mention, and when Kobe Bryant died, I'm like, hold up. Hold the fuck up. That was not that long ago, whereas now a retro rolled in memory. Like, fuck you, SiriusXM. Sorry to mention the company as if that was some big fucking secret. But fuck you. That was not that. Was that really that long ago where they're now rolling B-roll of Kobe Bryant the day him and his daughter and, 7 or 9 others died? But with Maroon 5's, here's to the ones that we lost. No, that can't be that long ago, right? It's impossible.
How long did we give 9/11 until they started referencing it like that?
Well, I mean, that was like the day after, but we were dumb then.
Well,
they were like, George Bush was like, go to the mall.
With like other references, like reference points with it.
Well, I mean, even today, if you make a joke about 9/11, people will be mad. See Sean McDermott, Bill's coach the other week, so we still treat that with deference. But I was honestly offended. I was like, I'm offended. That is, you're aging me and you're aging the Kobe thing, and I don't approve of it.
Yeah, I told you that boomer blood's starting to creep up in you a little bit here.
It's from 2000. It's from January of 2020.
Yeah.
Not that long ago.
No, that's not long ago enough to be doing something like that. Yeah.
And I'm not even a Kobe guy. Just still made me mad.
Yeah.
And by the way, that song's a banger. Memories gets right in your feels.
Yeah. Yeah, it sure does.
Yeah. And then I heard it, and then I went and watched the Staples Center, montage with it. And I was like, oh, this is really sad.
Well, that's why they played it, man, because here we
I
are
know.
talking about it.
I know.
They
Those
got old man Kinger over there shaking his fist at the Sirius XM. You're not allowed to make me feel old.
Name a Kesha song, you two. Come on.
Absolutely not.
TikTok.
Yeah, you guys can't.
Never
Okay.
that.
Who's the
Yes,
old-
his name one.
Huh?
TikTok. Wasn't that her song, Kesha's?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, you name one, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Milkshake? Did she do Milkshake? No?
Oh, that was Khalees.
That was Khalees.
That was close.
Booble,
That was Khaleesi, the one that rode the dragon, right?
Khalees.
Again, about the same time period. Are they going to tell me that
Yeah.
Game of Thrones is some old dusty memory now?
They got the sequel playing right now, man. Game of Thrones is old. By the way, Booble with an R.I.P. Harambe in the chat. So that's a good one. All right, is that all for your grievances?
That's all. Yeah.
I like that. You know why I like that? Because it filled a lot of time.
Yeah.
Because we're currently in podcast mode where all we have to talk about is recruiting, and that's a slippery slope, you guys. It's a slippery slope.
I'll start out with something that's not football Oregon related.
Go for it.
So, Oregon basketball. Like we've said it before, we don't really pay attention right now with so many injuries, right?
Yeah, you went in the wrong direction.
They keep having more injuries.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I saw Matt Preem try to defend it to the death against people within the last couple days about how this is not, a strength and conditioning problem. And it's not a Dana problem, but there is a problem there. It's something. It can't just be this many fluke injuries over the last 3 straight seasons for there to not be a common denominator problem.
No, it's because the men's and women's programs went into their respective bubbles, went to the Sweet 16, and are still suffering from long COVID. That's the problem.
This is just brittle bones from long COVID.
Long COVID, soft tissue, and there's probably a study out there that long COVID affects ankles and wrists.
They got that tight
And
fascia.
knees.
They got that tight fascia going on right now. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
something. You can't have this many. No other team has this many injuries. And then Khalil Ware, he rolled his ankle again in the game today. Luckily, he came back in. Khalil Ware. Kwame Evans. Same
he came
thing.
back, though. He
did come back, which thankfully. But Bartholomew out for an extended time now, too. I mean, shit, when Evans went out, I think Diawara was in foul trouble. But they're just playing. They're just going to have to play 5 guards for a lot of minutes.
They literally were playing 5 guards tonight.
Yeah. And they run into the Pac-12, I think, starts next week. That's the first game. I think they play USC's the first one. They're going to get rolled.
Well, luckily, the Pac-12, which was supposed to be good, apparently kind of stinks. It's Arizona. It's Arizona really good and 11 teams that are bad. I think
UCLA not good.
Yeah, I think they just lost UC Riverside.
Yeah. Beeves, yeah.
Booble with a ski breaking news that Tawan Porter also rolled an ankle. Khalil Ware.
I wish Tawan. Khalil Ware played last year. Tawan Porter played 20 years ago. And I wish he rolled an ankle because I hated him more than any other player in the last 30 years.
Did Jonathan Lloyd pull a hamstring?
I hear Tarek Brown broke his metatarsal.
Uptown Tarek Brown?
Orlando Brown. Or Orlando Williams.
Orlando
Williams strained his back.
Jamal Lawrence chucking threes still.
Now you're going even, yeah. Orlando Williams, Jamal, you guys are going real far back there.
Yeah. I still see that guy around town, by the way. Jamal Lawrence. He's just like a regular dude. Yeah.
On that note, Dietrich Moore is coaching my oldest basketball team this year. Safety. Late
Yeah,
90s.
I remember. Yeah, that's wild. God, late 90s, really?
Oh, fuck this. Fuck the road. Sources confirmed Dodgers close to signing Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Fucking Dodgers.
See, that deferred contract. Like, I'm sorry. I'm all about get that money, player empowerment, blah, blah, blah. That Shohei contract is bullshit. It's just bullshit.
And now, did you see him? He was at the fucking Rams game tonight.
Yeah,
Like,
and that was
you know,
dumb
like,
too.
Busta
Like,
Rhymes.
they're like, oh, look who's new in town. Guys, he went from Orange County to LA County. Like, it's like he's still living in Newport Beach, and that commute's gonna be a motherfucker, but he ain't moving. Like, he's been there.
He seemed very out of place at the football game.
Yeah, he did. He didn't look very comfortable.
He did not.
That is for sure. God, if they sign him, like, God, that's such bullshit. That makes me mad. It makes me mad.
Yes.
All right, WCP.
Ruining the integrity of the game.
The integrity of the game.
The integrity of the game. Come on, Manfred, step up.
It's a boomer episode here. What else we get pissed off about?
We got Goose Ski over here. Goose Skiage. Goodness gracious. All right, WCP forcing our hand to talk about recruiting because he's in the chat.
Right.
Just said,
you don't want more baseballs? You don't want more baseball?
You don't want to talk about the Dodgers? Really? That's weird. So
what are the Yankees doing in their bullpen? Yeah. You know, we got to talk about that.
Yeah. Well, we still got to like roll through a baseball roster, don't we? Just read a baseball roster. Isn't that what we're gonna do? Read a 90s.
We still got time. Once football is officially done, that's when we could jump into it.
We read a different 90s baseball roster every podcast. It's perfect. All right, so his comment, how about them Ducks getting a consensus top 5 recruiting class in football, top 3 according to ESPN, best class in the Big Ten? And then Nuttian says Oregon's just jumped to 4th with the new 4-star they just got. So
was that the wide receiver flip?
Nope. It was a D lineman named Jericho Johnson. Yeah. So they just. So just again, it's recruiting, which is really hard for me to care about. It's like yes, I understand Oregon getting 5-star guys and 4-star guys is great. It means they're going to have better athletes on the field. They're going to be better. Fantastic. I still
Limpkin.
I still find it difficult to give a shit about an 18-year-old kid. Period.
Do you feel different though on portal guys?
Especially one who is not going to play for a couple years. Like it's hard to care about somebody you're not going to hear about until 2 or 3 years down the road. Portal guys are different. Yes, like I'm with you on that. Like now that we're in this NIL portal, world, getting guys who will play right away, that changes the game a little bit. But that's not what signing day is. Like signing day is all high school kids, and so I don't know. So again, I when I see Oregon is ranked in the top 5, cool. Like I'm stoked. They better be in the top 5. Otherwise, they're not going to win games. But
Dan Wilson.
Who?
Dan Wilson.
Great catcher.
Oh, are you reading a roster?
He's not in on the bit, Ski.
No, he's not.
I have no idea what you're doing right now.
But I will say,
Rafael Carmona.
Okay.
Marty Cordova.
I like this. It's like it's the subconscious of the podcast. It's great. Like
I guess it wasn't official since last podcast was the Dante Moore signing too.
That is correct.
We said if they could have got Gabriel and him was a major coup to get both of them. I mean, they were both Gabriel was either 1 or 2 portal QB and Moore was top 5 at least. You peel off 2 top 5 quarterbacks from the portal at once.
Yeah, you have one of the top portal transfers to be available right away, if not the top one, in Gabriel. And then you have a guy who was a 5-star, one of the highest ranked players in the entire country coming out last year, who was an Oregon commit and then flipped to Chip sort of at the last minute, which totally made sense because, Bo Nix was coming back and stuff. I get it. But to be able to get him to essentially agree to sit out a year, which, King, you were saying that's something he wanted to do anyways, but to get an elite transfer to agree to do that is, yeah, you said it, man. It's a coup.
It is a coup.
Good. Dan and his bag man throwing around what needs to get thrown around to get these guys, and it's good work.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm with you where I don't really follow the recruiting much. I'll see what pops up, but did they lose? Did they have any decommits from a QB that was pre-signed, ready to come?
They literally had, I think the stat was they had 0 flips, like on the bad end.
On the bad end?
I don't think they lost a single player.
I don't think so either. I didn't see anything about that. They were able to get Don Pelham's. They got Don Pelham's kid to flip, right?
Nephew or something.
Nephew, yeah. He was gonna go to USC, and then he's like a 4-star receiver or something, right? Yeah. Okay. Cool. We'll see if he's any good. I have a question. What is Luke Moga gonna do?
He is gonna leave.
So he's a 3-star, like. I mean, out of Arizona, just sort of like, why?
Actually, I don't pay attention to recruiting. I pay attention to recruiting enough to know like the name and know some of the story attached to him. I honestly, if I could be completely wrong, I think there's been some whispers for like months now that he's not actually going to play quarterback on the college level, like he's a receiver or something. I could be wrong. I'm sure there's someone listening to this being like, "You fucking idiot, you fucking dipshit." But I'm pretty sure quarterback isn't where he is going to end up in college.
Not his future unless something goes horribly, horribly wrong for Oregon injury wise. Like we're talking about Gabriel Moore and Novosad. Who would need to get injured before Mogo would even think about playing.
Yeah, so Novosad, he didn't portal. He's still on the team, right? So
yeah.
See, that's the interesting one. Once Moore hit, it's like, what do you do? He's never going to see the field ever, but like you said, barring injuries, he'll be a backup for the next 3+ years.
Mike Flowers,
and maybe that's okay. Like maybe you get your free college, you get like a little bit of NIL money and like the group NIL packages or whatever, and that's great. Oh yeah, Nutty mentions Achilles Smith's kid in a couple of years.
That's in like I think that's a guy that timeline wise would work out because Moore would be a junior senior by the time he gets here, and he'll have a year to sit, and if he's good, he'll play. But yeah, the current guys are the one that's always intriguing to me when you portal in 2 QBs and you see the guys sticking it out. They're not that good.
It's nice. In this world, it's nice. You have Bo Nix. You see what he turns into. He's leaving, and then you have like uncertainty, but it really didn't last that long. Like Oregon solved their quarterback problem like pretty much immediately, and it's weird. It's weird going from a guy who was so solid for 2 years to something completely new, but not feeling nervous about it, and I feel totally confident that Gabriel is going to be a good quarterback for Oregon. Because he's been around the game for such a long time, and he was super solid statistically last year. So it's nice. It's weird.
Damaso Marte.
And then who are some of the other transfers they got? So they got Gabriel, who's going to play quarterback. They got that Matthew Bedford guy who plays tackle, came from Indiana. So what was his story? Like, was he committed to Dion or something and then flipped? Was that a thing?
Yeah, I think he's more of like a quality depth guy.
So he's not going to start?
I don't
He
like
could.
it. I mean, he could, but he's played a lot in Indiana. But I feel like he was brought in to be a depth guy, which is totally fine.
That's
totally
great.
fine.
That's great.
If he did, totally start at Colorado, might start at Oregon, blah, blah, blah.
Who was it? Was it Whitlock that said? I forget who the coach was. That he peeled off some recruit from Dion and said by taking that recruit from Dion, he was racist by trying to like bring the black man down, kind of thing. Was his like whole angle? Was that Jason Whitlock?
Yes, it was Jason Whitlock, and the coach he was talking about was Mike Loxley. Look him up.
Yeah.
He is also very much a black man.
Yeah. I saw it, I was like, he's had some fucking reaches on thing. That's the farthest he's had to reach for something in his life.
Saying a black coach is racist. Is racist against black people for getting a recruit to flip.
even if he was a white coach, every coach should be trying to steal every other coach's best players if they can.
And using money to do it. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not racist to take good players if you can. Otherwise, Saban would be the most racist person on the planet.
David Segui.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Yeah.
You don't know that one?
Come on, Alexa.
Out of all of them, that's the one you should know. Come on, man.
Yeah, she knew who Raphael Bornegal was, but not David
Segui. Come on. All right, and then we got Dante Moore, obviously. You got Jay Harris, who plays running back, and I think he was like a JC guy, or he was like a Division II guy, right?
Also, I think he's a Sports Center host.
He what?
Yeah, he is.
A Sports Center host.
Yeah, yes, Jay Harris. I get it. Yeah.
No, but he's like the big dude. He's like 6'2", like 230 or something crazy like that.
215 apparently, according to 24/7 Sports. But yeah. And then Kobe Savage, which is a fantastic name. The safety is transferring from Kansas State. So
you guys remember the Savage song, the TikTok meme that came out, right? I think kind of right when COVID hit. Because you're a savage.
Speaking about the 21 Savage, or
no, like nasty, bougie, ratchet. That one.
No, I'm gonna need you to like sing a couple bars for me.
No, I won't.
Alexa, play this random song.
It's like never mind. Just move on. Moving on, because I'm a savage.
Never mind. I remember.
Nasty, bougie,
that's
ratchet. I can't remember the rest of it. Acting stupid. What happened? Yeah,
you got it.
It sounds like a song.
That's okay. We're talking about being a boomer episode. That's when I realized I was old, because we're in the throes of like social distancing, and that TikTok meme is going on, and Jessica Alba does it, and everyone's like, "Oh, she's so ugly. I knew that movie Honey was a farce. She can't dance, that old lady." I'm like, Jessica Alba, what are we doing here? Get on TikTok, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm not on the talk, man.
Keep up.
No. I'm not on the tick or the talk.
Jose Isa.
So Kobe Savage, he probably starts next year? Was Williams a senior?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was a grad transfer. Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's right. Okay. So Kobe Savage probably starts next year. So you pulled in starter at quarterback, backup at quarterback, definitely backup at running back, maybe starter offensive line, probably not. Then starter at safety. I mean, cool.
What cracks me up about like portal rankings, and I totally get it that a guy with 3 or 4 years of eligibility is weighted differently than someone with 1. Totally get it. But like Kobe Savage, I think was first team Big 12 this year and second team last year, something like that. I believe that's what I read. I could be wrong. And they had him at like number like 39. It's like, I mean, if he's an all conference transfer, like, I know he's just a safety, but that seems pretty low.
And the Big 12, like, you know,
I think that's the knock.
Is that the rub?
I think so.
That's the rub. And isn't there still one guy out there like a Texas A&M O lineman?
He's going to Ole Miss.
He's going to
He is going to Ole Miss.
By that,
Walter Nolan, I believe, is his name.
Yeah, he's kind of like the last get if you could get.
Yeah, but he's
not gonna happen.
Ozzie Timmons.
So the high school kids, which are worth mentioning, I guess. They did get two. So my rankings, what I'm reading, 24/7 Sports, Preeman, Scopel, all of them. I like them, and so I choose to use their service. Aiden Breland, 5-star defensive lineman, 6'5", 290. I would imagine being a 5-star, he's probably going to start playing right away. I know generally you don't see freshmen, especially in the middle of the defensive line, starting right away. But he'll probably be in the rotation pretty quickly. Number 1 player out of California, number 16 ranked dude overall. So, if you were existing in the 5-star realm, you're doing a good job. Who knows what these kids are going to turn into, but I look at this.
What was Matty U ranked though when last year?
Yeah, he was 5, wasn't he?
Was he? Well, he's a 5-star.
Yeah,
was he about the same nationally as this kid? Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Except he's more interior. Looking at their class, it sort of reminds me of how, the way they're going about it. It sort of reminds me of how the 49ers did it, like how they built their roster. It was drafting defensive linemen in the first round over and over again until you hit on a couple of them. And so they got Buckner, they got Armstead. Both of them ended up turning out. They got like Solomon Thomas, who was like a bust or whatever, but you keep doing it until it works. And so you got Armstead and Buckner. You eventually trade Buckner, get Nick Bosa, and then you trade for like Hargrave and stuff, and you build it from the inside out, and that seems to work in the NFL. We know the college game is different. We know it's more, spread out, and, teams tend to score more points. But if you can, as we see, if you can get consistent pressure against teams and push teams around at the line of scrimmage, there's a really good chance. All that stuff you still need. You still need good skilled players and, good solid quarterback and stuff. But if you can push people around and be more physical than them, there's a really good chance you're going to win most of your games. And so I'm looking at this. I'm looking at Breland in the middle, 5-star. I'm looking at Elijah Rushing, 5-star edge guy, pass rusher dude. And if that's the way you're leading your class, and then by the way, right below him, 4-star Braden Platt, number 1 player out of Washington, like linebacker.
Finally, a win over Washington.
Right,
Jesus fucking Christ.
I'm saying, but what I'm saying is like it's defense in the middle, and that's where winning football games starts. That's how you do it. So
it's the Bama style. You get
amen.
Who was it?
Defense up the middle.
Yeah.
Alex Rodriguez.
Him and Joey Cora.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's Alabama style. You get some big guys that can rush the passer up front. And you just need a couple ball hawks behind them too, some athletes. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden you have the makings of elite college level defense.
Yep.
And if your offense just has to be competent enough. It doesn't have to be like super high scoring if you have that type of defense.
And then you follow that up 4-star corner, 4-star safety, 4-star corner, 4-star corner, 4-star linebacker, 4-star defensive lineman, 4-star linebacker, 4-star linebacker, and then you got that dude they just got, another 4-star defensive lineman. It's like,
yeah, and you mix in some big offensive linemen too, and that's especially now with the portal, you could get skill players much easier than you can I think, those elite level defenders.
I gotta say, going into the Big Ten, like they're going to be going against some epically bad offenses too.
That too.
So there's going to be games where teams are not going to, like in a couple of years maybe, like where teams are just not going to be able to gain yards against Oregon, and it's going to be really fun to watch.
There's 3 teams currently that might not be able to gain yards against Oregon.
Were you guys, well, A, Jose Mesa, B, were you guys paying attention to like the Oregon sports media yesterday on recruiting day?
No,
Not really.
It's so funny because like Aaron Fentress was like, is it recruiting anymore, or are they just buying players? Back in my day, it was recruiting. No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
No, like, and the thing about Aaron Fentress that cracks me up, he's a guy from Portland, and whatever team you like, but you know, he's a guy who likes the Bulls and likes the Miami Hurricanes. Oh, so you're in 2023 when NIL and all that stuff is legal, you're gonna like be poo-pooing the recruiting efforts of Oregon, but you love the 1980s Miami Hurricanes, where their whole thing was we paid players and they, like, what the fuck, man? Like, it's so the way the old Portland, and then we've talked about this before, media talks about this stuff, it's so brutal. Like in the Discord yesterday, someone brought up, out of nowhere, it's 2023. And Oregon at that point, you know, what are they, number 5 in the nation now? Whatever it was in recruiting. Last night they were 3 or 4. You know, it's all dumb and fluid. It's fractions of a percent. And he's bringing up Mark Helfrich again. Like, just move on, man. Just accept where the game is currently and shut the fuck up. Like, I'm so tired of all these guys poo-pooing it where, oh, it doesn't matter. Like yesterday, I turned on Canzano's show. So I was like, oh, it's John Canzano's show. He'll have on Brandon Huffman or Matt Preem or whoever. And it was fill-in guys, you know, in fairness. And the first thing they do, Oregon State is number 119 and Oregon is number 3. But let me tell you how it doesn't matter, because Oregon could never win in Corvallis. And it's just like, can we just take it in and treat it for what it is? Because, sure, you're right. You got me. Oh, you got me. Oregon hasn't won a national title. You're right. You're totally right. Nick Saban is recruiting 5 stars, and Kirby Smart is recruiting 5 stars, and Ryan Day is recruiting 5 stars. Because you want to know what? In order to win in college football, you have to have top 10 classes. This is just math. You can look it up. It is what it is. There hasn't been we've mentioned this before, a team since recruiting rankings happened that hasn't had a top 10 recruiting class that won a national title. And we just, in this state, we're so nice to Oregon State and so like heavy-handed on the fact that no shit, winning a national championship is really hard. That every time Oregon does this, and Lanning in the last years, he's elevated it from Mario, right? Like, he's elevated it. Mario was great. Dan Lanning is, at least on paper, taken up. And it's just like, well, here's why that's not important. And it just drives me insane. Can we just, in the state, the sports in the state fucking suck. The Blazers suck. The Timbers stink. The Beavers don't even matter anymore. Can we just be happy? It just drives me insane to turn on or read anything that's just poo-pooing anything that's good that happens. I'm so over. We need COVID should have wiped out the Oregonian, and we could have had you.
Yes.
Right. And and again, we've mentioned this before, but it's like in November when Dwight James was saying how shitty Oregon football is, and Tyson Alger was like, dude, all of your tweets are about how Portland sucks and that this team sucks and that team sucks. It's okay. Just enjoy a good team in the state. And, Dwight James Dwight Jane stuff and farted on. But it's just it's insane to me. I don't understand why we can't just be happy. Why can't we just be happy?
Because though all the people that are the writers and stuff for right now, they think the glory days was, Mike Bellotti, and they want it to be like that again. Like I said, Ventures brings up Mark. Just think of Mark Helfrich right now in this current climate of NIL stuff. Oregon would be getting decimated if Mark Helfrich was in charge right now.
They remember
even if Wilcox was in charge. Wilcox doesn't want to play the game. Also, you have to play the game now if you want to compete.
They remember
and Lanning plays the game.
They remember when Oregon was Oregon State, and they loved the narrative that Bellotti went out and got 3-star guys and coached them up, and won a Pac-10 championship with a bunch of 3-stars. It's like, no, that's an anomaly. That's not something that is sustainable, as we have seen, and we have data to support this. By the way, like, Oregon State is completely irrelevant. The fact that they're gonna have to get used to the fact that people don't want to hear about Oregon State football playing against Mountain West teams. The Civil War is still going to be a thing. It's like people in the state are still going to be interested in that. They probably will be for the next 20 years or so until Oregon State has sunk to a level to where they are truly irrelevant. But as we have seen, the recruits are not responding well to Oregon State not being in a good conference anymore. And Oregon State's not going to be in a good conference again unless they figure something out like really quickly in the next couple of years. And so that's not going to change. They're not going to start getting really good players to play against Nevada every week,
And even if they do go to a conference, they're not going to one of the big ones.
They're not. Yeah.
I mean, even if they somehow get in the Mountain West, something like that, they're not going to recruit as good as they were when they were in the Pac-12. Because no kid wants to really go play in the Mountain West if you can play in one of the big conferences.
So we're coming up on the point, and we're going to in the next few years where people are going to start to think, why are you guys talking about Oregon State football on the radio? Like, why are you talking about these 2- and 3-star kids who are playing against Idaho every week? Like, I don't want to hear about that. Like there are people out there who are like Oregon State alums, like you know the people, the Oregon State fans who would definitely be into them still, even when they're completely irrelevant. But that's going to start to change, like for the majority of like the Oregon sports fan in this state. Like they're gonna stop giving a shit really soon, and it's fucking sad. Like it's not a happy thing, but it's the reality. We're all of a sudden gonna stop hearing about Oregon State altogether, I think.
Are they gonna get relegated to almost like Portland State football level, or slightly above? Because they'll still be playing.
No, their stadium is big enough that I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. But I mean, unless there's a sea change where that whole it's a 40 team, conglomerate, and then everyone else can go kick rocks. Short of that, I think. Yeah. I don't think they'll drop down to Big Sky level.
Yeah. No. How many years in your guys' eyes is it going to be until Beaver fans will be happy with only losing to Oregon by 2 touchdowns?
Yeah, they become.
I think pretty quick, to be honest.
Are we already almost? See, I think it's going to take a year or two to.
Yeah, I think this year. I think going into this year, because it's the first year, it's in September, it's in Corvallis. I think they'll be talking themselves into how they can win,
have a chance still.
I think by the time it gets back to Corvallis, it'll be well, let's just keep it close for a half. And again, none of us are spiking the football in Oregon State's program. That's not what we're trying to do. It's just, at a certain point, it's just kind of reality.
Oh, yeah, it's the reality of it. And they're going to need that reality to set in. It's going to take a bit to set in that, hey, you're not legit anymore, essentially, pretty much.
And like it kind of goes hand in hand where there were, back in August when the news broke about, the teams going to the Big Ten, and even now, really, in the season, people, fans and media members, in the state of Oregon would be like, well, good luck, Oregon, going to the Big Ten. You just can't compete. You can't compete. Well, if they keep stacking top 5 classes, top 10, like they're going to compete because we've beat this horse to death. There's Ohio State and Michigan. You want to say they're a level above Oregon? Fine. Totally fine with that. We've seen they can beat both of those schools. Like we've literally seen it. And then there's Penn State. And then there's a drop off at Wisconsin. And who's below Wisconsin? Is it Iowa?
Michigan
of teams that are still in, Big Ten like teams. Like we're not talking USC or UW or anything. So they're like, oh, you can't compete.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, I think Michigan State's going to be pretty good pretty quick. Yeah.
See, I think that's a tough job. See, I don't know. I think that's a 9-3 type job when they're humming now with the new additions. But my point is, people that are like are saying that Oregon can't compete and this will be their downfall. You're just chasing money. We saw it yesterday. They can't compete. Again, none of us are saying they're Alabama or Georgia, but they're going to be fine in the Big Ten. They're going to be fine.
Why aren't you chasing money? Chase money.
Well, because the people that aren't can't. They weren't given the opportunity.
Always chase money.
And again,
let that be your takeaway from me and this podcast, listener. Always chase money.
And we don't get we were pretty consistent on this when USC and UCLA were the only teams.
Yeah,
we don't get the money. It doesn't fucking mean shit to us. But our team will at some point, and does and whatever. And you can't tell them it's a bad move. It sucks. I get it. I get why people are mad at it. But no one. The only argument is, well, you can't compete, and come on, we're not afraid of Purdue. Like, I'll just put it that way.
No.
Yeah, that's silly.
Rutgers, no. Indiana,
even Iowa. Iowa's a good program, but they're kind of a joke. And I don't even mean that from an Oregon standpoint. When they played Michigan in the Big Ten championship game 2 weeks ago, that was a fucking joke. Everyone in the media said it was a joke. They're what was it? Was it 0.5? Was there over under in halves?
In each half, yeah.
I mean, come the fuck on. And you're telling me Oregon is going to get lost in that conference. Come on.
I'll say, I will be shocked when the Ducks lose to one of these teams. Because it'll happen eventually.
Oh, of course it'll happen. Actually, an Ohio State friend of mine sent me their record against Purdue in the last 22 years. Ohio State does lose in West Lafayette a little bit more than I thought. I mean,
you expect to beat fucking Drew Brees and Vinny Sutherland? I mean,
no, these were not the Drew Brees teams.
These are not the Drew Brees years?
No. I totally forgot that in Urban Meyer's last year, they went to West Lafayette and lost 59-20.
So it will happen, but it's still going to be a shock. That's the thing. It's going to be an upset in my eyes every time they lose, if they lose to one of those teams. Okay.
Do we have a list?
We do not, but we were thinking of perhaps crowdsourcing it. I'll tell you what we'll do here. Listeners, we're going to give you a list, and you're going to give us your version of it, and we're going to read them. How does that sound? Which one? We got two options from our Discord. Which one do we want to use? So,
well, I do have some lines if they want to give them some
I was going to say,
I
was going to give them the option, give them some time to come up with the list, and then we'll do lines, and then after lines, we'll actually have them give us the list. So, which list do we want to go with? King, did you see both options? I texted them earlier.
I saw them. I forgot.
Okay. So, I'll just make a decision. How about that? Let's go with top 3 bag.
Oh, alpha of you. Jeez.
I mean, you want to step up and make a decision? Do that at any point.
Turn left.
It's top 3 bag men. So that can mean whatever you want it to mean. Top 3 bag men. So start thinking of your list, and then we'll ask you for it here in a few. On to lines, because we got some bowl game lines updated from our picks last week.
We do.
Lines
everywhere. Lines. It's Christmas. Do lines in the bathroom so your parents don't see you. Please don't do lines. Just do them responsibly. Lines.
Lines.
Yeah.
Lines.
Remember, kids, do lines responsibly.
Do cocaine responsibly. Only in moderation. Your aorta will thank you.
All right. So we only had 2 last week. We all went 1-1. So no blood. You're up 6 on King and 11 on me.
Yeah.
So
and by
embarrassing.
He means me. Me.
Embarrassing.
Ooh. Embarrassing.
Ooh. No. So first game, we got Vegas Bowl. Utah 6.5 point favorites against Northwestern.
Give me the Utes.
Yeah, Utah all day.
You know what? I'm going to back our new brethren, Northwestern, against these fucking
look at this
clowns
conference
of Utah.
loyalist.
Look at this guy.
I got to start backing the conference, right?
Back the big. Back the big. Look at this fucking guy.
I did throw in Big Ten bowl games here too, because we're gonna have to get used to this.
Yeah, we are.
And have to get used to seeing these teams. So the next one we got.
And he's trying to catch up, so he's got to get as many games.
Flower back over here, just back in the big.
Leading off by picking the school full of teachers and actors, right?
Yes. Go with the smart people.
Yeah.
In the quick lane bowl, we got Bowling Green against Minnesota. Gophers 4.5 point favorites against Bowling Green.
I'm grabbing an oar, baby, and I'm riding that. Ski you ma. Go Gophers. Can't spell golden without the go.
I'm knocking out my 7-10 split with my Bowling Green. No?
Can't spell Gophers without the go either.
No, can't.
I'm picking Bowling Green.
What a pick. No, I'm a Big Ten honk now, so I'm back in the back in the Big Ten.
Back in the big, yeah.
Give me Minnesota. Eat
Dave
shit.
Remsen over here.
What was that bowl game?
That was the Quick Lane Bowl.
Quick Lane Bowl, got it.
Quick Lane Bowl. We got the Holiday Bowl. We got Louisville 7.5 point favorites against SC.
Give me Louisville.
Yeah, Louisville.
Who?
USC's that doesn't have any offensive players. I'm pretty sure. So
that's what I'm saying. Who's quarterbacking for him right now?
Third string guy, because
Jackson Dart somehow making an appearance.
He's very much at Ole Miss.
Yeah, he's at Ole Miss.
He's gonna hit that portal for the bowl game. Give me Louisville. SC's defense is bad, and now they're not gonna have a good offense. Give me Louisville.
When you guys hear Louisville, what is the first thing that comes to your head?
Louisville.
Because mine is
how to properly pronounce it.
Old NFL prime time with Chris Berman and Tom Jackson. Like Jeff Brom from Louisville.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Or what do you got, Braga?
I picked Louisville.
Right now, I mean this bowl we got all sorts of angles into it. We got the Pinstripe Bowl, Rutgers. They're playing Cristobal in Miami. Hurricanes 1.5 point favorites against Rutgers.
Nope. Give me New York's one true team, the Fighting Greg Schianos, the gritty, gutty Scarlet Knights, our conference brethren from East New Brunswick, New Jersey. Let's go.
I'm gonna pick the Canes.
I mean, that's probably
what a casual
Cristobal in a bowl game.
Oh yeah,
fucking fool! You fool!
A fool's errand.
Shiano is just going to curb stomp Mario, and it's in his backyard.
You don't
home
walk
game for
into
Rutgers.
Yankee Stadium and
No.
defeat Greg Schiano and the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. You just don't do it.
The field's going to be littered with the scarlet blood of the Hurricane out there when Shiano gets done with them.
It's
Give
going
me
to be
Rutgers.
41 degrees and
Yeah.
gray.
Oh.
Miami wants no part of that.
Oh, the Yankees are going to miss out on Yamamoto. It's just going to be sadness and bleakness throughout the entire Pinstripe Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And then, actually, the first real good game of the bowl season, got the Alamo Bowl. Arizona, 2.5-point favorites against Oklahoma.
Carlos Guillen.
Man.
Carlos Guillen.
Yeah, I mean, remember the Alamo, Carlos Guillen.
I always remember.
How
You're going to
about-
back your Cats?
How
Back your
about
Cats all
yes,
year.
Yes, absolutely, 1,000%. I'm picking my Cats. How about where Arizona is right now? They are a 2.5-point favorite over Oklahoma in the Alamo Bowl. Like, if anybody had said before the season started that that's where Arizona would be, other than me, you'd call bullshit. It's awesome.
No,
Fish,
don't-
the way Fish turned them around, and with a backup quarterback all year too, like a true freshman backup quarterback all year, it's fucking amazing. Like, it's amazing.
25 minutes ago, this guy's like, I don't pay attention to high schoolers. And I was like,
Yeah.
I knew Noah Fafita was the answer.
I didn't know him until he took them. I didn't know him until he threw 4 tuds against like whoever the fuck he did when he first came in.
know, all off, he was on that huddle right there, checking out Fafita's high school
Tom
tape.
fucking Lemming over here on Max Preps.
Hey, look, Max Preps.
Yeah.
Fucking
What a dated reference.
I know. Oh my guy, back in the day when I did high school games on the radio, Max Preps was the jam.
Max Preps was the thing.
It's the only place you got stats.
Yeah.
It was money. Wow, I hadn't thought of that in forever. Yeah, you know me, man. The only recruiting I follow is Fish recruiting, hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
No,
Arizona is my pick. In case you needed me to.
Arizona's my lock, actually.
Oh yeah, star pick. Yes,
Star pick. Yeah.
Is Cowling and McMillan playing?
Yes, everyone's playing for Arizona.
Everyone is playing. Then yeah, it's a go. Arizona's gonna crush them.
I actually read a report today that Justin Flo is looking better than he has all year. He's finally understanding the defense.
That makes me nervous. That actually has the opposite effect.
Negative effect.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna play a lot. Ooh.
I don't know. Okay, maybe rethink this a little bit. They're not my Cats anymore. My Sooners. Boomer.
I'm gonna go back and star pick the Fighting Greg Schianos. There's no way Schiano loses this bowl. Star pick Rutgers.
To be clear,
All right, we're done.
Someone
clear,
look this up in the chat. Did Mario Cristobal coach under Greg Schiano at Rutgers at one point? Because this could be the apprentice and the student situation as well. And if Greg Schiano is the apprentice, is that the right word? The apprentice and the student? Yeah.
You and Donald Trump. Yeah, the apprentice. Wasn't it his show?
Yeah.
Has Sean really been there that long?
Well, he's been there twice now.
Twice he was, yeah.
Yeah.
That is an angle right there.
I'm Wikipediaing. Yes, he was the, let's see, offensive tackles, tight ends coach from 01 to 02, and then offensive line coach in 03 at Rutgers. So let's see how long Schiano's been there.
I'm just saying, you never saw Splinter lose to a younger rat. That's all I'm saying.
01. So yes, he was his tackles, tight ends coach, and then his offensive line. Yep. Wow.
So he taught him everything he knew.
Yeah.
But not everything. Not everything.
No, he's been holding a few things back for the last 20 years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Enough, because he knew in 2023 at New Yankee Stadium he would face Mario Cristobal.
Knew it the whole time.
The whole time.
Wow.
Playing chess, man. Playing chess.
Yeah. Chestnut checkers, boys. Chestnut checkers. All right, ready for our list, listeners? Are you ready? Top 3 bagmen, because I'm ready to read it. So as soon as you start putting stuff in there, I'm going to read it. So your top 3 bagmen, and that can mean anything. It can be a recruiter. It can be a potato sack. Anything. It can be a shopping bag. I don't know. What's your favorite shopping bag that a company has?
Warfield.
Okay, that makes sense. Let's see. Nutian says his number 3 is you got the sound effects ready? Nutian says his number 3 is Jeremy Pruitt and his McDonald's bag. And then
That was my number 3 as well.
Booble says
It's Pruitt.
Yeah, Pruitt. Booble says his number 3 is Dak Shepard from Employee of the Month. It's also good.
Employee of the Month.
Yeah. Great hair on that guy.
Yeah. Married to Kristen Bell, right? Dak Shepard.
Yeah, he's a good looking dude. Good looking dude.
Totally. He and Kristen Bell come to Eugene all the time. They stay at the 5th Street Inn all the time. So if you're ever down by 5th Street, you can randomly catch Dak Shepard and Kristen Bell. WCP says the guy who got Eric Dickerson to SMU. Yeah. Eric Dickerson and Craig James, you mean? Lest we forget about Craig James. Yeah.
Lest we forget.
Lest we forget. All right. Number 2s I am also ready for at any point if you want to throw those in the chat. You might as well put your number 1s in there too.
My number 2, Willie Lyles.
Yeah, he's 3-2-1, Willie Lyles. Yeah. I love my street agents.
I'll throw one. Big Lebowski. He was a bag man, wasn't he? Like a drop off money.
I think so. Yep. Booble says his number 2 is Zach Galifianakis from The Hangover. Oh, is it because he had a bag?
He had a bag. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Fanny pack, maybe?
Yep. And then he threw his hair back. WCP says himself when shopping at Winco or doing self-checkout. Jesus.
Winco reference.
It's so fucking stupid. I love it.
Your old courtesy clerk. I love it.
I love it. By the way, I'm the same anytime I go shopping. I'm bagging myself. Like the fucking the pandemic got me into that. Like using my own bags all the time, and now I just bring those. I bring my own bags. I put all the food and whatever I'm buying in the bags while I'm walking around the store, and then I put it down, unload it, and then reload it into the bags when I get up to the checkout. Saving paper, guys. We don't need that plastic in our rivers, right?
Oh.
Right? No, we don't. Number 2 from Nutian, whoever paid FIFA the money to get Qatar to the 2022 World Cup. Yeah. Yep.
There's the top level bagman right
That
there.
is a bag.
The most money is involved, yes.
That's elite level bagging. Let's see. Number 1s, let's start. WCP says Willie Lyles, of course. Yeah. Big ups Willie Lyles wherever you are. Sanctions. Do you know Willie Niles? Yeah.
Where's the love for Tosh? I mean, he was a bagman. Come on.
That's true. Tosh has elevated his game now.
Much like Bruno, we don't talk about that.
That was very much like a year ago from that movie we watched.
Yes, it was. By the way, Scrooged, do you want to know which movie this is? Like the number of movies we've watched? Do you want to know?
Not really.
Okay. I'm going to tell you anyways. This
33.
Tell us on Sunday.
Okay. All right.
So suspense.
Yeah,
real people.
Listen to the Sunday podcast. I will tell you, listener, which movie podcast this is. How many movie podcasts we've done. You will be surprised. Let's see. Number 1 from Booble is Uncle Luke. Yep. And then
My number 1?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to do honorable mentions. Go ahead.
My number 1 is third baseman for the Houston Astros, Alex Bagman.
He's got a great
First
name.
baseman for the Houston Astros, Jeff.
Bagwell.
Bagwell.
Bag better. WCP's honorable mention, Oregon's NIL program. Yeah. Doing pretty good.
Does nobody respect the 2014 classic, The Bagman, with De Niro and like John Cusack?
We do not.
No.
It was bad.
Yeah,
It was bad.
Nobody knows what you're talking about.
It was bad.
Nutian says his number one is Adidas in the 2017 basketball corruption scandal. Good call. Good call. And then might as well close it out with Booble's honorable mention, which is gay porn actors. Perfect sound effect. WCP also says he's never heard of that movie, so I think you're on your own here.
Well,
yeah.
Fucking expand your horizon, folks. Come on.
Yeah.
Movie's only 10 years old. With Robert De Niro was in this movie. This isn't
only
some
10 years old. Like I just explained at the beginning. Apparently Kobe Bryant's death was ancient. So this Bagman movie in 2014 is older than dirt.
Might as well have been like when Humphrey Bogart was an actor. Like, was he in the
Hubert
movie?
Humphrey was in office.
I think it was the first movie in color, possibly.
There were just no colored people in it. Am I right?
I don't think you can say that.
I didn't say I agree with it. I'm just saying it's a factual statement.
No, I don't think you can say that word. Is what I mean.
Oh, well, that's fair enough.
Well, it's too late. Yeah, and WCP brings up the fact that you were a Dudikoff fanboy. So, yeah. So there is.
Dudikoff's probably been a bagman before for some of those producers.
I'm sure he has.
He's my Dudikoff is my number one bagman.
Yeah. By bagman, do you mean like bags of cocaine? Because Dudikoff is number one. Yeah, number one with a bullet. Number one with a throwing star. It's Dudikoff. All right.
Yes.
Anything else before we go? Movie podcast Sunday is Scrooged. It's on Prime Video. Watch it. Listen to us talk about it. We'll see you then. That will be right before Christmas, so we'll say Merry Christmas then. We will not say it right now. You can go fuck yourself. You can go fuck yourself if you want a Merry Christmas from us. Absolutely.
Merry Christmas.
All right, bye.
Paul Sorrento.
Paul Sorrento.